episode of the Pride of the North Sports. Today I am reviewing and going ahead with the Rutgers game and telling you how I feel about the Bowling Green game last week with the Michigan Wolverines. So let's get into it. First, let's review the last weekend's game against Bowling Green. It was a victory. It was a decisive victory, as we all know it. It was a good game, blah, blah, blah. But was it a outstanding or that decisive, we crunched them, we crunched a not so good team? In my opinion, I think Bowling Green actually played a lot better than a lot of people were figuring them to play. They had some good offensive possessions. Scored 6 points. Yeah, you're saying they only got 2 field goals. Well, they kind of moved the down the field on Michigan's defense. Yes, got stopped and only had the 2 field goals. Didn't too much besides that. But what kind of worried me is that it wasn't the dominating defense that Michigan's been putting out there. I don't know if it was, the carousel of coaches because of the Harbaugh suspension, but it shouldn't be because all the coaches know the schemes. They coach, there's no different coaches there. It's just Harbaugh wasn't the head coach. Okay? Maybe some of the decision making would have been better with Harbaugh. We can always speculate or talk about it for hours but I'm not going to. But I just think that Michigan could have had a more dominant performance up front. The back, say at 4 or 5, or the secondary was lackluster at moments. The Bowling Green did move the ball, which with this week's opponent is a lot better. It's a Big Ten opponent, and they're well coached in Rutgers. Rutgers is a very well coached team for the most part. They are an aggressive team. They know that they have nothing to lose and everything to gain every week because they are Rutgers. They don't get the top talent like a Michigan or even a Minnesota or Purdue or that team from the South, as a lot of us like to say. But, that Bowling Green, in my opinion, left a little to desire for going ahead towards more better competition, I guess you could say. The competition the last 3 games haven't been a challenge. If it wasn't for them being not really that good, maybe Michigan isn't 3-0. Maybe they're only 2-1 or 1-2. What we don't know against better competition, because the non-conference games are beat them up and get the win type victories. So going forward, if they give the same performances they did in the Bowling Green game, they will not be going to the playoffs, the NCAA playoffs, okay? So, and McCarty, I think, I'm not worried about McCarty's turnovers or, all that, the indecisions and stuff, and some of those decisions, because you're allowed to have an off day, and that was his off day. Okay, I love McCarthy as the quarterback. I think his decision making is great. I think he's going to be a first round draft pick for somebody in the NFL. He's going to go and be successful in the NFL because of his leadership qualities, his poise in the pocket, his decision making, and he has the tools physically to throw the ball and throw all the ins, the outs, sideline, short routes, in routes, out routes, and long balls, and he knows how to, when and where to go out of a play and know what the defense is giving him and audible it to a point where he knows what play to go into. He just had a very off day against Bowling Green. That's all it was. We're going to see a better McCarthy, a more improved McCarthy because of this. He's going to be in the locker room or the conference room and looking at game film and saying, oh, yes, I should have done that better. I know I should have done better. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. Okay? I am not worried about McCarthy. I'm more worried about the defense being dominant. I'm worried about the offense still dominating, but they did do a better job this week opposing their will onto the Bowling Green defensive line, and that running game was a little bit better. Not much, but it was better. I know Corum had a few long, good runs, but we need to have runs of 5 to 10, 15 almost every other play, in my opinion, because of what type of offensive line we have. Those guys most of them are first rounders and second round draft picks on that offensive line. They need to oppose their will, so Corum and Edwards can run the ball down their throats. But during the game, one of the announcers mentioned something that resonated with me, that they're passing more with McCarthy because they have the confidence in him, and that's why you might see a little bit of indecision here with Bowling Green, maybe with the Rutgers, and he has to, do more decision making throwing the football. Okay, but he has Roman, he has Johnson, and he has Loveland to throw to, and Corum and Edwards out of the backfield for safety blankets. And he just needs to learn how to progressively go through his progressions and go to his second, third, fourth, and fifth options on the field and do it quickly. And I think that's what they were trying to do in these first 3 games. Being that Bowling Green was a little bit better defense than UNLV and East Carolina, it kind of caught up with McCarthy. But it's a learning or a growing pain thing with a young quarterback, which I think McCarthy is going to learn that lesson anyway. He's a smart kid. I can't say enough about the kid. He's so intelligent, very, very high IQ with football IQ, and in the classroom that I don't have any reasons to doubt McCarthy with that part of his game and progressing. It is. as a young college quarterback, you're learning stuff. And you're learning from the best, actually. Jim Harbaugh was a good quarterback in the NFL and at Michigan. We all know that. He led the Chicago Bears back in, 84 to a Super Bowl win. Yes, it was the defense too. But Harbaugh managed that offense and did what he was asked from him, from that Chicago coaching staff. And he won a Super Bowl, which is great, and you're learning that stuff, man. McCarthy's soaking it in, learning from Jim Harbaugh, and doing an excellent job. Like I said, offensive line needs to be more dominant. Maybe we need to have more tight end blocking schemes to maybe help get that running game off the ground a little bit more, and that front seven of the defense, and actually the back end too, need to shore up that back end and need to be more, maybe throw in a little bit more blitz packages, when needed, or maybe be just totally aggressive and blitz a linebacker or a corner or a safety off the corner. So we'll see. But they have Rutgers. Rutgers this week is a decent team. I respect that coaching staff. I respect that Rutgers team. And they have given Michigan the last couple of years fits, okay, under that coaching staff. And they are relentless. And they have a decent team, so Michigan will win. Okay, they will win, but it will be close, and it will be a dogfight. It'll be a dogfight like it was the year before that and the year before that. I know they're favored big time, but Rutgers is 3-0, just like Michigan, and they got all the confidence in the world. Can Michigan hold up? This is, I believe, it's at home too. So, which will make it a little bit better because they go on the road to Nebraska the following week. But as the Michigan fan base out there, you need to realize that it's going to be a dogfight with Rutgers, even at home in the big house. It's going to be a dogfight, and don't be shocked if it's close at halftime or Rutgers is tied. The game is tied, or the Scarlet is actually ahead at that point. And I would assume that Michigan will exert themselves in the second half of that game, impose their will, but it's going to be a dogfight all the way to the final whistle. Just warning you. If it's not, and they blow Rutgers out, that much better. They've proven a lot that they've worked on stuff. The first 3 games were just to get going for the Big Ten season and the rest of the year. So let's just put that in perspective and think about it. So that's all for now. Michigan, Rutgers in the big house this weekend. It is at 12 o'clock on the Big Ten Network. Hope you get to watch it. For next time, this is the Prideless North Sports. Please follow, like, and subscribe. Have a good one, and I'll see you next week.